What's up, everybody? Welcome to January 29th, 2021. It is Friday here in Toronto, Ontario. I am your host and commentator, Pat Stuthers, and I'm here to break down all the latest, greatest NHL news around the league and predict all the games coming up on the weekend, as well as offer official bets. We're going to get right into the best moments, the results, what we learned. But before we do all that, please make sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate all your support. We're going to grow this thing. We're going to make this the best hockey gambling podcast on YouTube. So thank you to everyone who's listening and following along. I really do appreciate your support. Let's get some results from the last couple of days. We had a hot couple of days. We won. If you listen to me, you won a good amount of money. I went 12-3 over 15 games, which is pretty good if I say so myself. And on the official bets I gave you, there was one 3-team parlay that hit. There was an underdog in the Hurricanes beating the Tampa Bay Lightning that hit. I told you to take the Canucks in the over that hit. And what was it? Oh, the Leafs. The Leafs beat the Oilers. That one hit. So the only one that didn't hit was the Islanders beating the Capitals, and they blew a 3-goal lead, so that sucks, but almost went 4-0. But if you listen to me, you made back all the money that you might have lost listening to me, and then some. So you're welcome. Thank you for listening. You're welcome for listening. We're going to keep this train rolling. So overall, I improved to 69-43 overall. That's pretty nice. Percentage-wise, that's 62%. Good winning percentage. So what were some of the best moments? Well, number one, Alexis Lafreniere gets on the board. Finally gets his first goal for the New York Rangers. It's an overtime winner. Big goal, big player, big game. That was a good one for him. Unfortunately, I already dropped him in fantasy because he went like 7 games without a point. So he's a bust as far as I'm concerned. Another great moment, another Alex Texier for the Columbus Blue Jackets scores a beautiful one-handed goal, brings it in tight, puts it to his backhand, and just sort of pushes it through the goalie's legs. It was incredible. It was creative goal scoring. It was like something you'd see in the video game. Zdeno Chara scores his first career goal for the Washington Capitals. The bench just exploded. Everyone was excited for him. Everyone bear hugged him. It was a great moment to see everyone celebrating for the bet. Caught any of the Canucks against the Senators series, the Canucks were pretty electric for that entire time. They were making it look easy against the Senators. And the last electric thing, Andrei Vasilevsky's play for the Tampa Bay Lightning. It was a 0-0 tie for the Hurricanes and Lightning because of Vasilevsky. Eventually the Hurricanes won it, but he played unbelievable in that game. It's time for a Toto Show, where I tell you the things that I got right. Number one, the Canucks in the over, I got right. I got that parlay right. I got the bets that I gave you right, basically. I did pretty well over the last couple of days. Another thing I told you, the Boston Bruins are absolutely rolling. They're playing really well right now. It might be a good time to bet on them. And I told you those Hurricanes would upset the Lightning. It was a tight game, but the Hurricanes just stifled them and eventually squeaked out the win. That's what the Hurricanes do. They were massive underdogs in that game, and I don't really think they should have been. I'm glad I took them. Let's talk about some of the things we learned from the last couple of days. Number one, the Dallas Stars have not lost a game yet. The Dallas Stars started late because they had some COVID protocol issues, but now that they're back, they have not lost a game. They're 4-0. They're the only team left. Another thing we learned, don't look now, but the Maple Leafs are in first place in the league. I know it's early, it's 9 games, but it's only a 56-game season. That's all I'm saying. Another thing we learned, the Washington Capitals don't need players to win games. They've been missing Ovechkin, Kuznetsov, Orlov, and Samsonov for 4 games, and they picked up 7 of the 8 possible points they could have picked up. They're also missing Tom Wilson and Lars Eller for 1 or 2 games each. They were down 3-0 to the Islanders and came storming back to win 6-3. This team gets it done. I like the Washington Capitals this season, especially the over in their games. And the very last thing we learned over the last couple of days, I think that there are teams that have that killer instinct, and there's teams that just do not. There are teams like the Dallas Stars and the Colorado Avalanche where when they score a goal, everyone gets fired up and they start to pile on and score more goals, and then the game becomes insurmountable for the other team. When it comes to teams like the Toronto Maple Leafs, it's almost like they score a goal and then they're like, oh, thank God that's over. And it's like they're just happy the other guy scored, and they don't have that killer instinct at all. And that's why it's scary to bet on them. They're up by 1 goal and then they blow it. They're up by 1 goal and they blow it. You're never safe with this team. Watch out for teams that have the killer instinct, like the Dallas Stars, the Colorado Avalanche, or the Vegas Golden Knights. So without further ado, let's get into games for this weekend. There's 21 games starting Friday night. Before I do any predicting, I'm going to get right to the stay away games because there's no point in predicting games that are impossible to predict. So, of all the games on the slate for this weekend, these are the games that I will stay away from. Blackhawks and Blue Jackets, no thank you. Devils and Sabres, nope. Leafs and Oilers, not touching this one. Pens and Rangers, I don't think so. Flyers and Islanders, don't want it. Bruins and Capitals, I'm going to keep. Not touching Stars and Canes. I'll keep the Lightning at Nashville Predators. Panthers and Red Wings can stay. I learned my lesson, so I'm going to keep the Canadiens and the Flames. I'm actually going to stay away from this Avalanche and Wild game. I'm going to get rid of this first Blues-Ducks game, but then I might take the second Blues-Ducks game. I'm not going to touch the Canucks and the Jets yet. Game 2 of the Devils and the Sabres, I would take the loser of the first game in this second game, so I'll keep that game alive for now. Sort of the same thing for the second game of the Dallas Stars and the Hurricanes game. Not interested in this Panthers or Red Wings matchup at all. Blue Jackets and Hawks, I just don't know with these teams. Islanders and Philly is too close to call. They're both too good. I am going to keep the second Blues-Ducks game. Still staying away from the Avs and the Wild, and staying away from the Sens and the Oilers. Now with all that out of the way, let's get into official predictions for the weekend. I know I told you guys to stay away from this Columbus-Chicago game, but since there's only one game on Friday night, I'm still going to give you the trends and odds for it. The Columbus Blue Jackets are minus 130 favorites to the Hawks plus 110 underdogs. 59% of the money is on the Hawks. The Blue Jackets are 2-10 in the last 12 meetings in Chicago and 7-21 in the last 28 meetings. The home team is 7-3 in the last 10. The Hawks have good value in this game. That would be the team I would pick and cheer for, but it's possible that the Blue Jackets could win. I'd stay away personally. And all the trends for this game favor the under. All right, so let's talk about those remaining games, starting with the Boston Bruins at the Washington Capitals. The odds are not out yet for this game. If I had to pick something, I would lean towards the over. The Caps have gone over 5-1 in the last 6 games. They've been scoring like crazy. Ovechkin and Kuznetsov should be back. The Bruins have been firing on all cylinders too. This is going to be a tough one for the goalies, I think, especially if Samsonov's playing after not playing for 4 games. As far as the team matchups go, the Bruins are 7-19 in their last 26 meetings in Washington and 15-36 in the last 51 overall. This is also Zdeno Chara against his former team. Up next, you have the Nashville Predators as plus 150 underdogs against the Tampa Bay Lightning as minus 186 favorites. There's some interesting trends on this game. The Predators are actually 4-0 in the last 4 meetings in Tampa Bay. The road team is 6-1 in the last 7 meetings, and the Predators are 4-1 in the last 5 meetings overall. The only problem is the Predators are also 0-4 in their last 4 road games. I only kept this game to pick Tampa in a parlay, but I do like the value on the Nashville Predators. Up next, you have the Florida Panthers as minus 167 favorites against the Detroit Red Wings as plus 138 underdogs. The Panthers are 6-1 in the last 7 in Detroit. The over is 8-1 in the Panthers' last 9 when their opponent allows 5 or more in the previous game. The over is 5-1-1 in the Panthers' last 7 overall. And Detroit stinks. Detroit just stinks, so I think the Panthers are going to win this game. That's why I'm picking them, because Detroit's bad. Up next, you have the Calgary Flames as plus 107 underdogs against the Montreal Canadiens as minus 129 favorites. I'm going to ride the Montreal Canadiens while they're hot. They look like a good team. The Flames don't look so good right now. I think the Canadiens should win this game, and they should win it by a lot. I'm going to take them. I'm probably going to take them in a parlay as well. So those are all the games I'm taking on Saturday, and now I'm going to tell you about the Sunday games. I'm going to take 3 of the games on the back-to-back, so that's the Devils and the Sabres, the Stars and the Hurricanes, the Blues and the Ducks, and whoever lost the first game, I'm probably going to take the losing team in the second game, except for the Blues. If the Blues win the first game, I'm probably going to take the Blues in the second game as well. All right, without further ado, let's get to my official picks for the weekend, who I think is going to win and who I think is going to lose for all 21 games. Beginning with Hawks, Devils, Leafs, Penguins, Islanders, Capitals, Dallas, Tampa, Panthers, Canadiens, Avalanche, Blues, Canucks, Sabres, Hurricanes, Panthers, Blue Jackets, Flyers, Blues, Wild, and the Oilers. That's it. That's who I think is going to win. Those are all my picks. All 21 games this weekend, and everything I think about all the news. Take these picks, do what you will with them, make a little parlay, grab a couple of them, mix and match, have some fun with it. Really enjoy your hockey weekend. That's all I want for you guys. So my official bets. Everything I'm going to do this weekend, when I win, you win. When I lose, you lose. This is the bet I'm going to put money on for Friday night. I really want to stay away from this game, but it's Friday night and there's only one game of hockey, so I'm going to pick it. I'm taking the Chicago Blackhawks. And I'm going to take the over because I want better value and I want it to be a fun game. Don't expect to win it. It's just something I'm going to do to keep it interesting. Now, on Saturday night, officially, my pick is parlay the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Florida Panthers, and the Montreal Canadiens. And I would have taken Nashville to upset Tampa Bay Lightning, but I'm not going to because Tampa just lost. And on Sunday, I'm just going to do a parlay of whichever team lost the first game of the back-to-back between the Devils and the Sabres, the Hurricanes and the Stars, and the Blues and the Ducks. Unless the Blues win the first game, then I'm taking the Blues in the second game. Forgot to do this last week. We're going to do the lock of the weekend. The Bruins and the Capitals is going over. The lock of the weekend. So that's it for me. That's all my picks, all my official bets, everything I think about the news in the NHL. Thank you everyone who is watching and following along and liking and subscribing and commenting. I really appreciate all your support. I'm going to keep doing this for the whole season and just try and keep winning money. We had a big last couple of days, so hopefully this weekend we make a lot more. Good luck to everyone. Let's get rich. I hope you're all doing well, and take care. We'll see you on Monday. Cheers.